In the back of my mind, you died. And I didn't even cry. No, not a single tear. Hello, my name is David. Pronounced David, not D4vd.
In the digital age, stars are born in the most unexpected places. Not on grand stages or in polished recording studios, but in bedrooms, in closets, behind glowing screens where millions connect, create, and dream. This is the story of one such star. A boy from Queens who moved to Houston. A gamer who became a voice for millions. An artist who captured heartbreak with haunting precision. David Anthony Burke was born in Queens, New York in 2005. The borough that gave the world hip-hop legends, jazz innovators, and countless artists who changed music forever. But David's story wouldn't unfold in New York. His family moved to Houston, Texas, where he'd spend his formative years. While Houston has its own legendary music scene, the birthplace of Chopped and Screwed, home to Travis Scott and Beyoncé, young David was drawn to a different kind of community. Like millions of teenagers around the world, David found his escape in video games. Fortnite became more than just entertainment. It was a social space, a creative outlet, a world where he could be anyone. And like many gamers of his generation, David wanted to create montages, highlight reels of his best plays set to cinematic music. But there was a problem. Copyright strikes. Content creators needed original music they owned. So in 2021, 16-year-old David walked into his sister's closet, set up a microphone, and started recording. He wasn't trying to become a star. He just needed music for his videos. Songs he wouldn't get flagged for. Songs that were his. What started as a practical solution to a gaming problem would become something much bigger. Because David had something special. A voice that carried emotion like a weight. Production instincts that felt beyond his years. And an ability to capture feelings that millions of people were experiencing but couldn't quite express. He called himself David, for letters and a number. Simple, memorable, digital. The internet has a way of finding what it needs. In 2022, a song started spreading across TikTok, not through marketing campaigns or label push, just organically, person to person, video to video. The song was called Romantic Homicide. Those opening words, delivered with vulnerable fragility, struck a chord. The song spoke to a generation grappling with love, loss, and the complicated emotions of growing up in an age of constant connection, yet profound loneliness. Within weeks, Romantic Homicide had millions of streams. The kid from Houston who recorded in his sister's closet was suddenly everywhere. Then came Here With Me, another deeply emotional track that seemed to tap into something universal. The melody was hypnotic. The production, lo-fi but intentional. And that voice carried an ache that felt too mature for someone so young. By late 2022, David wasn't just a viral moment. He was a phenomenon, and the music industry was paying attention. Darkroom and Interscope Records came calling. The same labels behind Billie Eilish, Kendrick Lamar, and countless other giants. They saw potential. They saw artistry. They offered a deal. David Burke, the teenage gamer from Houston, was now officially in the music business. But who was David, really? What did he sound like beyond the viral hits? In 2023, he began to show the world. His project Petals to Thorns revealed an artist uninterested in being boxed into a single genre. Here was indie sensibility meeting alternative edge. R&B smoothness colliding with pop accessibility. Critics struggled to categorize him. Was he indie? Alternative? R&B? Pop? The truth was, he was all of it, and none of it. He was simply David. His fan base grew rapidly. Not just in America, but globally. There was something in his music that transcended borders. Heartbreak, it turns out, is a universal language. The Lost Petals followed, deepening his sonic palette. The songs grew more introspective, the production more adventurous. He was evolving in real time, maturing as an artist while his audience watched. By 2024, David was everywhere. Sold-out shows, major festival slots, collaborations with established artists. The trajectory seemed inevitable. A kid with a dream, recording in a closet, now living that dream on the world's biggest stages. And in 2025, his debut album, Withered, arrived. The title alone suggested themes of decay, of beauty lost, of things that once bloomed now fading. Critics praised its emotional depth. Fans connected with its raw honesty. It seemed like confirmation that David wasn't just a viral moment. He was the real thing. An artist with staying power. A voice for his generation. Everything was going according to plan. Tour dates across the United States. Then Europe. The world was his. Until September 2025. If you're finding this story as compelling as we are, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. We bring you deep dives into the most fascinating, mysterious, and sometimes dark stories in music and culture. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Now, let's continue. September 2025. What should have been a month of celebration for David? His debut album, Still Riding High, tour dates approaching, instead became a nightmare. On September 14th, authorities in Los Angeles made a grim discovery. Human remains were found in a Tesla. The vehicle was registered to David Anthony Burke. The victim was identified as Celeste Rivas Hernandez. She was 16 years old. According to multiple reports, Celeste was David's ex-girlfriend. What exactly happened between them remains unclear. The Los Angeles Police Department launched a full investigation. Details were sparse. The public demanded answers. Social media exploded. Within hours, David's name went from being associated with heartbreak anthems to being at the center of a potential homicide investigation. The response was immediate. U.S. tour dates? Canceled. European tour? Postponed indefinitely. Festival appearances? Pulled. Fans were divided. Some stood by him, insisting on innocence until proven guilty. Others felt betrayed, removing his music from their playlists, deleting his songs from their lives. But here's what makes this case particularly complex, particularly mysterious. As of the latest reports, David has not been publicly charged with any crime. He remains a person of interest. The investigation is ongoing, but no arrests have been made. No official charges filed. So we're left with questions. What happened to Celeste Rivas Hernandez? How did her remains end up in a vehicle registered to David? Was it a tragic accident? Something more sinister? Or is there an explanation we haven't yet heard? David himself has remained largely silent. His legal team issued brief statements acknowledging the investigation, asking for privacy, but offering little else. This is the same young man who, just months ago, spoke about love, about heartbreak, about channeling pain into art. The same artist whose voice comforted millions. Now, that voice is absent. The music has stopped, and a family is mourning the loss of their daughter. The story of David was supposed to be inspirational. A modern fairy tale. Kid with a dream, a microphone, and determination turns viral moment into lasting career. Instead, it's become one of the most shocking and mysterious cases in recent music history. That album title, Withered, now feels almost prophetic. Was it always about more than just fading love? Was there darkness lurking beneath those melancholic melodies? We may never know the full truth. Investigations take time. The legal process unfolds slowly. And in the age of social media, where speculation runs wild and trial by public opinion happens instantaneously, it's difficult to separate fact from fiction. What we do know is this: a young woman is dead, a family is grieving, and an artist who captured the pain of millions is now at the center of a real-world tragedy that no song can express. David Burke started in a bedroom in Houston, recording songs in his sister's closet for gaming montages. He became David, a voice for the heartbroken, a star born from the internet itself. But now, as September 2025 turns to October and beyond, the world waits. Law enforcement investigates, and the questions remain. What really happened? What comes next? And can a career built on capturing heartbreak survive a tragedy this profound? For now, we don't have those answers.